Thank you for tuning in to Cocktails with Landy, a variety podcast with the sole purpose to encourage personal development while we discuss different points of view. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and by the way, don't forget your cocktail. On this episode of Cocktails with Landy, can you be in love with two people?
Welcome to another episode of Cocktails with Landy. I have my amazing amigas here with me. I have the beautiful Mindy here with me.
Hey guys!
And I have also the beautiful Sandra Love.
Hey!
So we are here to discuss some things.
Yes.
So with that being said, you guys do know every time I do have a Cocktails with Landy, the podcast, I do have a signature drink. And given today's theme, ladies, can you be in love with two people?
Oh!
So with that being said, the drink of today is called Menage. So basically what Menage means for you non-French or Creole speaking individuals on here means lover. So I thought this was a great cocktail to have giving today's topic. So ladies, let's talk. Cheers.
Salud.
And let's have a great conversation.
All right.
Now, ladies, again, thank you ladies so very much for joining Cocktails with Landy. Again, this is the real Sandra Love. I will be putting all of her information down here. Mindy's also here. Her information will be down here.
I'm like the rookie.
She is the rookie. So basically, we're going to have to break her out of it because she's... Listen, I told her this is Cocktails with Landy. We're finna get saucy.
Oh, wait a minute.
So the goal is to have a very candid conversation around individuals that feel that, that they can be in love with two people. So I want to take you girls' take on that. And then I'll weigh in a little bit later. I'll tell you how I feel. Because, I got some people on here looking, trying to find out.
There you go.
Just kidding. So with that being said, I want to start off with Mindy.
Okay.
So again, the topic is, can you be in love with two people?
Can I be in love, or can someone be in love with two people?
Yeah, can someone be in love with two people, right?
So you know what, for me personally, and speaking from what I've experienced myself, I think it can happen. I think it can happen.
Okay.
Have I had it in my own life experience? Maybe not.
Okay.
However, have I seen it unfold in other people in my circle? Yes, I have. And because of that, that's what makes me say, you know what, maybe you can. And it's going to be based, of course, on your actual age.
Right.
Your life experiences. It's going to also have to do with your level of maturity. But we have to specify. I think for me, when that question was brought up, I was like, damn, can I?
Yeah.
What's the difference between love and being in love?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
Now, back to you, Sandra. So what do you think?
I don't think you can be in love with two people.
And why is that?
And the reason why I say that is because when you like she says, there's a difference between love and in love. Now, when we're talking about in love, I feel like it's impossible. Because in love is how I see the definition of in love. You're really basing it off a soulmate. And when someone is your soulmate, what makes it so, how would I say it, unique is the fact that there's one person out of the whole world that you actually connect with on that level. So I don't see how you can be in love with one person. Can you love multiple people? Yeah, just like I love my mom, my dad, in several ways, your brother, your sister, we all love them, right? But when it comes to in love, I don't think that's possible. You can only love. I say if somebody get caught up and say, oh, I love two people. I think they're infatuated with one and mistaking it for love.
Right.
Okay.
Or in the other person, you love. How would I say it? It's more of you loving who they are as a person and what they can do for you conditional wise.
Okay.
So
good. Okay, so you both made some great points. So, listen, let me give you a disclaimer. Because on Cocktails with Landy, I got to keep it 100.
And I got to get another drink. Hold on.
Let me
because
see too.
I know it's about to get heated up in here.
Interesting. Because me personally, have I personally been in love with two people? Maybe not. And again, that's a strong maybe.
Really?
Okay?
Maybe let's
No.
go back. Let's go back.
I said maybe. I said maybe not because if I think if I was in love with two people, I would
you
have known
Yeah.
I was in love with two people.
Yeah.
Now, to play, I guess, devil's advocate is to say is this, like, if you feel, going back to what you said, like to be in love, you only can have one person. So does that mean that person you were in love with at 25, going back to what she said, can that person be in love that you was at 25? Why aren't you in love with that person at 35? Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Because I'm going this way.
Okay,
All I
okay.
can do is listen.
Okay,
That's what she
okay.
said.
Yeah.
So, example, if you're 33, 34, 35, 40, whatever, and you were in love with somebody at 21, you guys broke up for whatever reason. For whatever reason, you guys broke up or are not together anymore. Now you're in your 30s or in your 40s or whatever, and you've met someone else.
Okay.
Now this person has come back into the picture. From what you just said, you know you can only be in love with that one person, right? But you was in love at 21. That was the same love. So what happened?
Can I answer that?
Please do.
Okay. So I'm gonna use my life as an example. Okay.
All right then.
So
right now.
So my
Bars
past. So my past. For those who follow me personally on my page, knows that I was married. I was married in the past. I'm divorced, and my ex-husband I was with him for 12 years. So he was like a high school type of sweetheart since I was 15. Okay. So my thought process at that time, I thought I was in love with him.
Why?
Because I would say that was lack of knowledge and maturity. Now, where I'm at now, with everything that I've learned through life, I realized I wasn't really in love. It wasn't love. So when we were 21, we think that, okay, we're in love and all that stuff, but then like you said, it's based on your maturity level when you grow up. Like, I thought I was really in love. I would go crazy for this dude. And now that I'm divorced happily, and
She put that happy.
I gotta put happy, because I got that new babe. Okay, but happily divorced. I realized from everything I thought I knew back then, I really wasn't in love with him. I was infatuated and I was, how would I say, attached. Some people confuse when you're attached to somebody and confuse it with love. I really was attached to him. That's why I was attached. So basically, what you thought you had at 18, you won't know if it's really love until time goes by and you mature. That's why some people, they get together early and then they never make it at the end.
Okay.
You grow together and you grow apart.
Okay, I take that. But again, I'm the devil's advocate here.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back.
Come back. Okay.
But going back, what do you think, Mindy, about what she just said?
She has some valid points, and I think that with love, just being holistic and really understanding yourself, you first have to love yourself. And I don't know if at 15, 16, you're really loving yourself at that point.
Exactly.
You're more so looking for companionship, for
Exactly.
fun. It's a new feeling.
Okay.
And I have been blessed with wonderful, wonderful examples of relationships and marriages that have lasted for over 40 years. My parents included in that. And I've seen that for you to be in love with one person, you actually have to grow together.
Yes.
So you can't have one person growing in this direction, the other one growing in that direction, because unfortunately you're going to fall out of it. So you hope and you pray that you love. And that's why I think that you can fall in love, because right now, we're talking about a marriage couple, that's one thing. You've been together for numerous decades, that's one thing. But if you're talking about dating and you're falling for an individual, I always go back to when I was younger and there was a song. Do you guys remember? One girl fulfills my physical needs. And I was like, wow. So one person does this, and you said one person in this entire world is your soulmate. And I said, well, you telling me one person out of this entire world, and perhaps, because sometimes I do feel that way, right? Perhaps I do, but I feel like love has conditions. And once we learn to take the conditions off, then maybe you will feel like that's your soulmate. But a lot of times we're loving with conditions, and because we're loving with conditions, it may not be our definition of love, but we're definitely looking at it like, look, this person could do A, B, C for me, and I will give my all for this person. But then I also have this person that will give me their all, and I still right? So how do I differentiate infatuation, love? I don't think we really can until you're actually experiencing it yourself.
Right. So
I agree.
So with that being said, you know, both of you girls made amazing points. And again, like, I've never been in love with two people. To be frank, I don't even know if I've ever been in love, to be honest. But if we want to be transparent,
it's a beautiful thing.
I'm trying to get bubbly with it. But that is on cloud nine. So whatever the Lord, whatever He got, send it to me, please. So with that being said, right? With that being said, this is me. I'm a realist, right? And I've come across a lot of individuals that are in, you know, polygamous situations. And they do feel that they are in love with these two people. Like, they love, I see it firsthand. Honey, when I work at nighttime, I be like, I see it firsthand. And they walking hand in hand, honey, in love.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, I honestly do believe, can it happen? I don't know, because I've never been in that situation. But if I have to rephrase the question, right now, let's say you're in love. Something happened to you guys next week. So what happened to that love? So now that's not the one soulmate no more?
That's that conditional love.
Do you understand? So we have to be realistic when we say those type of things. Yeah. Because for me, my soulmate, I'm going through it through thick and thin. There's nothing that's going to allow this man to leave me, and I'm going to leave him. I'm going to grow with him, like she said, and mature with him, like you said. So there's going to be nothing. He cheating, I'm just going to have to stick it out. Why would you say that? I just got to be transparent.
No cheaters.
We're not cheaters. I don't believe, listen, I'm the 3-strike queen. Everybody know that about me.
What's up with the 3-strike queen? I don't understand. What's the 3-strike queen?
Okay, hold on. I have some comments from people before we go into what the 3-strike queen is. See, they know I'm the cutoff queen, so that's what they're trying to do. But I have some comments. Listen, if you guys have any comments, you guys want to join the live, you guys have any questions, feel free, because honey, I'm gonna keep it real. Let's keep it 1,000. Come on, we have comments.
We got some comments. What's going on?
Hot Rod said, good question. And Mo Curl says she thinks that it can happen.
See,
okay, can I say something?
No, let me go back to my 3 strikes. Okay.
On that note right now.
Let's menage, honey.
Menage, okay.
Okay? Now, I'm the 3-strike queen when it comes to that. Now, let's be honest. What kind of cheating? Is he cheating-ish? Is it like physical? Because let's be honest.
There's different levels.
Because some women just like want to give up on or not women, people. I don't want to just put it in one category. People, period. You know, this is supposed to be the love of my life, right? Right?
Okay.
Disagree.
Okay.
And then, because of one night of, whatever, he messed up or she messed up. Now I'm gonna lose the love of my life that I worked hard for. So I done did all that hard work, so you could come in and sweep up the love of my life. Now I gotta go on to the other love that we were talking about. Now I got 2 loves. You understand? So let's be honest. Let's be honest and transparent with the situation. Going back, and I'm gonna let you answer. Can you be in love with 2 people? I just kind of feel like you can't be in love at the same time with 2 people, but there might be something that he brings to the table and something that he brings to the table that makes that woman.
Can we bring it back, honey? We just kind of take it to basics. When you say in love, I would love to know what your definition is of
Great question.
love.
Okay.
What is your definition?
Hold on, before I answer that, I got some comments.
Oh, okay.
Hot Rod thinks that you're keeping it real, Landry, and bet it's your something where you work sounds spicy, man. What's up with that?
What did you want to know? I'm gonna tag it in the bio when we're done.
Mo Curl says cheating is hard to move on unless they both want to make it work.
Which is true.
Very true.
You want it and going, which is very true, Curls. I agree with that. But going back to what you said, what do you believe what in love is, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like people use that terminology very loosely. You understand? I don't really see that old time love. Like those, like your parents. You said your parents been married for 40 years.
Yes.
How many of your friends been together the past 10 years without breaking up? You?
My friends? Oh no, I said my circle. Longevity.
So see,
all day
I need to
long.
be around with her.
One time for my family. Yo, I'm telling you.
No, my friends. No, that's not. No shade. But I'm just saying, my friends. I don't know me personally outside the couple that's been like in a long relationship, but going back
as
to
friends,
not really, right?
Not
So
really.
going back to can you be in love with two people? My definition of being in love is like, man, that's my ride or die. You can't come to me and tell me anything about him. She can't come to me. No one can come to me about him. It's something that is here for me and him. Like,
So you're saying you can only feel that for one person?
me personally,
Because love is humongous.
I don't-
Your heart is big. Your
I don't
heart
know.
is huge.
But I don't know,
But
man.
listen, but the chances of, but they said the chances of you finding your soulmate, it's dim. You know what I'm saying?
So we're talking
not-
to soulmate and being in love is kind of different. Because you
Yeah.
could be in love, right?
And then they're not,
And they're not your actual it doesn't really
soulmate.
fit the puzzle like it needs to. Like
Exactly.
you ride or die,
Exactly.
you care, you're 100% gonna do whatever.
Exactly.
So if your heart is big and you believe in love and you believe in being all of that for that person and being there for them, I don't know why someone would think that you could only limit that to one. You have, I know it's gonna sound mad cheesy, right? But you have so much love to give.
Oh no, see but this is one of the arguments that the polygamists use.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what they
Well, I'm
use.
not a polygamist, so we don't.
But I'm saying, because
Right.
I did
Yes,
look into
yes.
that, because I used to watch some shows because I got interested in it, you know. But they really believe in that. But my thing is, when it comes to polygamy, I from what I see and I watch the shows, Sister Wives, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
There's always that main person.
Yeah, that's true.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not like I love all of them equally.
Yeah.
No, there's this main person. This is my equal, and then boom, I'm triggering.
Yeah.
Even in
That
Africa, when they have their first wives, their first wife is the priority, and then they have their other wives. So that's what I'm saying.
So you're saying
They love,
and they take
but
care.
they're not in love.
How do you
only
but
be in
that-
love?
I wouldn't even consider. I wouldn't even know if they're in love with that first wife. Because truly, if you're in love with that first wife, then what do you need? Wife number 2, 3, 4, and 5.
No, but remember, at the same time, that's a culture thing.
Right.
That's what they were raised with, their
Right.
culture. Just like
But
back
that's
in the
like
day,
doing
Bible
it right.
days.
So that's their culture.
That's
That's their
their
belief.
culture.
That may not be them being in love though. That may just be what they were
That's
brought
what
up to
they
do,
do.
and that's
That's what
probably
they
something
know.
that they want to do.
So I have a question.
We're gonna pause. All right.
It's getting spicy.
Oh,
It's getting spicy.
Charles says a true soulmate sometimes isn't the person you happen to end up with.
I
Hot
agree.
Rod says, okay, what makes a person your soulmate?
Okay.
Oh, okay, good
So
question.
it's a very good question, and for both of you, like I think me honestly, again, I want to put the disclaimer. I don't know if I've been in love because I personally, what these girls say, I haven't felt that. You know what? I take that back.
Ooh, somebody go look
I take
at
that
this
back.
live and
No,
you be
let me
like,
tell you,
Landy,
no,
We
no,
for
no,
gotta snatch her up, all right?
Landy,
Make her feel. Make her feel
Landy, your ass is
that
gonna be
love.
looking at you like, Landy, for real?
But listen,
Oh Lord.
but you know what? I want to take that back. I want to take that back. It is one person, right? And the reason why I say this one particular person because whoever I date, I always compare them to this person.
Wow.
Everything, and from everything, from the way that he treats a woman, from everything, I always compare him to. So maybe I could say I was in love with him, right? Now, going back to what you guys were saying, like I feel like how about I know we're talking from a female perspective,
Right,
yeah.
So we're giving it, listen, I think around a lot of guys that be around a lot of ladies, and I feel like they love the way that
They love all of them.
the way that they move with them like they really love it. They're like the same thing he do for the main chick.
Yeah.
I see him do it for the other girl, and vice versa. So, like in their situation, this is why I want the guys to chime in because I'm trying to help y'all out here. You understand? So y'all not really telling me anything. Y'all need to come in and say something to me. But with that being said, it's like I honestly feel in that moment for them, again for them, not me, for them, I feel like they really feel that they are in love with these two people because one.
Yeah.
You might be mellow, going back to what attributes that you bring to the table. You might be calm, she might be like lit. So he likes this side of you, but when certain times he wants this, but you can't give him that. You know what I'm saying? So for him, he loves that about her. So that's a love that you can't provide to him. No matter how much you try, no matter how much he tried he was with you first or whatever, you can't provide that type of peace to him. You understand what I'm saying? That's a level of peace that you bring to him, that she brings to him, that you won't be able to. Whereas it might be a time where he wants to have have fun, have a good time, and you're too like chill, and he feels like he can't be himself with you, and he has to be a little bit more reserved because he's like,
So then I kind of have to go back to being comfortable and confident in who you are, and really understanding what it is that makes you and moves you.
Right.
So when we talking about soulmate, I don't think a lot of us are looking for a soulmate, but you gotta kind of take the mirror back and say, okay, well, am I soulmate material?
Correct.
Right? Am I
Correct.
soulmate material? I want a soulmate, but
true.
can I be a soulmate? And what does that mean for that question? I don't even know. I think we're all going through this like learning experience while we're dating, and it's like, okay, you know, but I've never been, and hopefully that changes soon, but I've never been, you know, when you're in a relationship and you just really wake up and say, I cannot see my life without this person.
See, I've never experienced that.
But I want
that,
yeah.
but I've never experienced that.
I call and be like, baby, you ate?
Yeah.
You know, what's going on? You need anything? I got you.
Yeah.
Whatever, whether it's emotional support, financial support, I'm there. But that makes me think, well, dang, you know, if I never really felt that way, like, I don't see myself waking up without you. I don't see myself, like, I don't want to live if something happened. If God calls you home, I want to go with you. I've never felt that. So does that mean I've never been in love?
We have a question. Sorry.
Do you think in the Black culture was meant to be monogamous?
That's a very good question. Let me tell you something. In the Black culture, if you guys, whoever asked that question, if you did do your history, it was meant to be monogamous. When they did bring us here, listen, honey, I'm lit, but I do my history. So when we were brought here without our consent, and you know what? when we were brought here, when we were in these particular cultures, yes, there's certain villages where we were from, where they pertain where you could have multiple wives. But let's be clear. If you till today, if to have those multiple wives, you gotta be able to afford them.
Yes.
And what that means is, if you bought her a Benz, you better be able to buy me a Benz. You better be able to buy her a Benz. You can't buy her a Benz and me a Camry and her a Corolla. Like, you can't do that. So you have to understand the culture, and it wasn't many people in that culture back then that were able to afford that. So what they did was they had to be monogamous. When we got, I just feel like, I don't understand when we got here. Yes, there's some of that of our history came here, but I don't know what it is like about, if we're going back to the black men thing, it's very rare for me to see a monogamous black man. Like, it's very, I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm not saying it can't happen, but it's very, very rare for me to see, like, I'm in love with her and only with her. I think I'm see, like I said, a couple people in my situation that I've seen that.
I've seen many, but I go back on that. Go ahead.
But the Haitian culture, I can speak on the Haitian culture from my experience. I'm not saying everybody, but I've known a lot of people that have their grandparents and they had multiple wives, like multiple lovers.
Okay.
And then they had kids. Like my grandfather has like his seeds is everywhere. Right. So we could be cousins. I don't even know.
All right.
So they never believed in monogamy. It was just there's always another family somewhere.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go back to saying to that. I know that's what you said about the history, and I'm gonna challenge that, because if it's so difficult for a man to stay monogamous, if it's in their genes and their DNA to really have so I feel like then were you taught that for a reason? Were you taught to stay with one person, but you really weren't made to stay for one person? Okay. Were you manipulated to feel that way?
Okay, hold on, I have a comment.
We have several comments.
Oh.
That's why Haitian men have two families and can't afford it. Hot Rod says, buy a bus and let them ride it together. Mofrad says, yep, they think having multiple wives was easy. No, all wives are treated equally, and usually the wealthy has multiple wives. That's the whole situation. But then it's a clapback with, that's why I feel like monogamy isn't for black men. It doesn't feel natural. Yeah.
I disagree.
Going back to those comments, like, you know, it's very, like, what's going on now, like, people, like, what's going on in our community now, where, you know, they're teaching, like, hate and all that stuff. That thing that's taught.
It's taught.
You're taught that.
Yeah.
Right? Now, this is me. If you feel like black men, and I can only talk to you guys, and Caucasian men too. Like,
I think every man.
I'm not gonna. No, we're
Haitian, Jamaican,
we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that to my black king. Because I remember my last podcast. I said this, I would try to do better.
There's some loyal black men out there.
Yes, there are.
I've came across a couple.
I have them in my family, and I'm big them up
Hispanic men, because you guys do it too. So let's be all of you guys, right? Let's say this. What I would share is, they say that, I guess back to the question was like, monogamy, what is it, totally?
Not natural. Yeah,
it's
they
not
feel like
natural.
It's not, yeah.
Okay, if that's the case, why can't it go both ways? That's the question I have. If that's how you feel, why can't it go both ways?
Because it's not taught that.
It's not taught that.
No, not taught that.
So yeah, exactly. So if it's something that you feel that is supposed to be your right to be in love with two people, why can't I be in love with two people? Why can't she be in love and not feel no type of way about it?
Well, they have bias. Don't they have that nowadays? No, open.
That's not open, but it's
open relationship, open marriage, open.
It's not the norm.
Well, you know what? The norm is the norm is evolving, because you think about it. Our generation, the younger generation, they're looking at this and they're trying to see if this makes sense. Let me look at history and let me look at reality. Let me see what I'm seeing every day. And what I'm seeing every day and what I was taught and what I'm learned, it doesn't match up. Something doesn't match up. So if you're telling me I need to be made for one person and one person only from a man's perspective, right? A man's supposed to be with one woman till death do you part, but all of this other nonsense is going on in between, then why? And it's the statistics are so high. Yes, we commend you loyal husbands. We commend you guys. I'm telling you, I've seen it, like I said. But let's keep it real. It's not that many of them, right? A lot of them do step out. Why?
I think they're making excuses now for making it like a new thing where they make excuses like, oh, man can't like be with one person because it's their psych, because men are psych stimulated, so they go by what they see, and so now they're just like being lenient with it, like, oh, guys, you should be happy that a guy is not cheating on you because it's in their genes too. And then now they make it like an excuse, and and I just feel like, honestly, I think guys are meant to be monogamous, but especially black men. But I think what plays a big role is the fact that we are known in the black community that we don't have fathers in the home to teach the men right from wrong. So it's the woman that's raising these men. And so now they're raising themselves in the streets, and they're learning everything from the streets, and then they're bringing it back to their personal life. And I think that plays a lot of role for a father not being in the home.
Well, I can agree to that at some point, but if you're really paying attention to what the new generation is speaking, they're being in relationships. The new generation. Yes, you're dating guys that's in our generation, but the kids that are in the younger generation, let me throw out some names, like the rappers. Like when I was coming up, rappers, that's all they used to talk about is being with multiple women. Yeah. I've never in my generation growing up ever seen a rapper with one, oh, that's my girlfriend, or that's my wife. I see that everywhere now. Like I see that, these little, like, example, you guys know Cardi B, right? Yeah. With her and Offset. Yes, they went through their situation, but he claims that one person. All these new rappers, like, what's the name?
What does Charlamagne say? Faithful black men. What is the quote that he says all the time? See the line? Something about, I don't know, but he says something about men being faithful, the faithful black men.
Yeah, but I feel like our generation, with this in our age bracket, they haven't learned that. These
you think the new generation are learning that? I don't know why. I don't know.
What you say, young? Young is not us, friend. We don't let them be happy.
Oh, don't put me out there, friend.
Friend, let's put that honey.
But I feel like at the end of the day,
we're not 2021 no more.
No.
We're not in our 20s. We gotta get to 100.
Choices. We all have choices, and
exactly.
If you've seen it growing up and you feel like you want to follow that, then you follow it.
But you have to deal with the consequences
too. So you said about the father figure at home. At the end of the day, I was brought up in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I saw stuff on the streets, all right? So I saw it. That doesn't mean I saw hustlers all day. I saw the drug dealers. I saw all of that. That doesn't mean I'm going to go out and do that. I had a choice to make. You either going to follow what you see, become what your environment is, or not. So same thing. You could watch your father cheat on your mother and say, you know what? That is not the route I want to take, right? Exactly. I want to find one woman. I want to be in love with that one woman. But then you could flip it and say, you know what? But that was my environment. That's what I've seen. That's what I'm used to. And I think I'm going to be in love with 2, 3, 4 women and kind of treat them all the same. So it is a choice individually that you
make. I agree.
I have a question.
Why is it women say that they want a monogamous man, but when they find one, they do things to chase the man out of the home?
Oh, yes. Self-sabotage.
compare him to their ex.
That happens a lot.
That happens a lot. I think it's because, you know, they're so used. I was told that one time that I'm addicted to pain when I was leaving my ex-husband. I was familiar with that. So when someone came to me and showed me something different, I'm like, hold up, I'm not used to this.
Yes.
What are you trying to do? Like, now you think the person has another agenda behind it. So you're like, you know what? Before he hurts me, I'm gonna hurt him first.
Yep.
Well, I think too, it's more of being guarded. Right?
Yeah, and
it's being guarded and protecting yourself for not achieving that level of pain again.
Exactly.
Now, so to answer your question, it's not. I don't think it's something that we do to intentionally.
Yes.
But it's to protect our feelings and to protect how we move up. Because once that guy, yes, he might be hurt, but the woman, I don't know. I'm not a guy, so I can't tell you how a guy's hurt and how a woman's hurt. But when a woman is hurt, it's just a different level of pain for me. Like you want to kill somebody, you want to go to jail. So for me, I know I haven't experienced that in a very long time.
I think hurt is hurt, whether it's male or female. I think pain is pain, and I feel that, you know what, at the end of the day, we gotta stop that. What was just asked, we gotta stop that, because we get hurt and we move that internal baggage to the next bro.
And
right?
hurting people
Hurting people. So at the end of the day, we are repeating that cycle, right? And I say we because I'm part of it. I've been there, done that. You know, you'll get somebody new. Familiarity is like, oh, I'm used to the pain. Like they say, hard head make a sore fast. Excuse me. But if you're used to that, you constantly used to that, something else that's different comes along, you're gonna question it.
Yeah.
But when do we click in our head and say, well, how do we change that? How do we change that? And I don't know, and that's why I think people can't fall in love with 2, 3, 4 people.
Because like I think we need to be really, like, again, I can go off of my personal experiences that I've seen with other individuals. But yes, I do feel, can you be in love? I don't think so. Because that again, that
takes a lot.
It takes a lot of energy.
Yeah.
But can you love 2 people at the same time?
Yes, you can.
I believe you can. Like I believe I can be dating this guy and date this guy, and like I said earlier, that he brings something to the table that this guy doesn't bring, and he brings me a level of peace that this guy brings. And I know there's sometimes I'm very corporate, for people that know me, but I can be real ratchet too, and it's not real easy to find somebody.
Well balanced.
That's well balanced.
But that's where the soulmate comes in.
Let me tell you, I think I've come across that too.
We back on the soulmate?
Yeah, the
No,
soulmate.
but that's where it comes.
He
soulmate can take you as who you are. Like you can literally be yourself, good or bad. Like your flaws, like they connect with you. And I truly believe that exists. And you can't. That's why I say I don't think you can be in love with like multiple people at the same time, but you can love people.
So what if you see him as a soulmate, but he doesn't see you as a soulmate, or vice versa? Then what? Because it's look it. That's
a really good question. That's a really good question, and you're right. But then this is why I believe that's when it comes to 2 people. How do I see you as a soulmate? Because we're interacting. We're creating that bond and that relationship. Because usually, from what I hear people experience, because I've met a couple of people that's my soulmate, and I'm like, how do you know? Because I've asked that question before, and they're like, well, once we started dating, there's something about it's your soul. A soulmate is not just conditional, or it's not what the person can do for you. It's not how would I say? What's that word? I can't find the word.
But doesn't it usually start off with that though? It's like
no. But of course it does.
What do you bring to the table? What do you have? What do you work?
It's a relationship. Relationship.
No, I think I don't want to cut you off. I don't want to lose the point. So I do honestly, I see your point. But again, I guess going back to her question, because you're going back to what your soulmate is. Her question again was, he's your soulmate. So how about if he came to you and told you, I feel like I have 2 soulmates?
Right.
Because again, the same thing he feels for you. Because again, you're going off of your perspective and what you're feeling.
That's a good question.
So if he comes to you and this is supposed to be the love of your life, and he's telling you, sis, I'm in love with you. You're my soulmate, but I got another one too. How we gonna make this work? What you gonna say, sis?
But the thing is, this is where I can say, okay, everyone has has their definition when it comes to love, and what's their definition of soulmate.
Yeah.
Due to their experience, their knowledge, and whatever they know, you know, their background, all that plays a role in their understanding of what a soulmate is. What made me understand what love is, I based it on biblical terms. Okay. God, and I'm not trying to go too much far with religion, but that's me. God is love, right? His love is unconditional. So for me to understand if this person is meant for me, and that's why my personal life, I got a tattoo on my ring finger that says agape, because I believe
I love agape, yeah.
My husband has to love me unconditionally. That's the only way we can work. And that's how I know that we're in love and you're meant to be in my life. You have to love me unconditionally, and I have to love you unconditionally. If we both can understand each other on that level, that is what in love is.
But who is to say that I can only love one person unconditionally?
Let's hold that thought. What's the comment on that?
He wouldn't tell you if he had like another soulmate.
He wouldn't tell you?
He wouldn't
Elaborate on that. I don't know who that is, but can you elaborate on that? And listen, people, like, ask the questions, give us comments, because I really want to know what you guys think about this.
And do anybody want to?
Does love exist anymore in this on-demand society?
That's a very,
it does.
Hold on, is there another comment or question?
Another comment, that's why I say takes two.
That's true, but I would say this, in this society, this is a very popcorn society, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We live in a very
Quick, fast,
and in a very microwave popcorn society, right? So with that being said, I know a lot of people, you guys been, listen, I talk to a lot of people. You know, a lot of friends, a lot of associates, a lot of whatever that call me, because I like to talk a lot, so they know. I'm the person they can talk to. And I've seen it where they've told me, oh, I love this person so much, and this person is this, or he's this, or she's this, and then they're willing to give up like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're willing to, and then, but again, oh, you know, this is, or here's the favorite line, this is the last time. I'm not dealing with her no more. I'm not dealing with him no more. 2 weeks later,
the girl 5 minutes later.
You know? So let's be transparent.
Yeah.
So now, how about, I have a question for you ladies. I think I've experienced that where I probably was in a situation and then I'm like, okay, oh my God, I'm so hurt, and oh my God, he can't talk to me, and then boom, 2 weeks later, like you said, you know, somebody comes, I'm like, ooh, child, oh no.
I'm over it.
And I'm like, what happened to that infatuation? Because I thought that person was bringing everything to the table for me.
But
I thought
infatuation.
Yeah, again, but I thought it could grow into love. That's what I thought. It could maybe potentially grow into love. They probably had all the attributes that I have. So now, and I've also had the experience where that same person has come back, and now I'm in this situation, and I'm like, because I just cut the feelings off. So really, I didn't address it. So can you, if I let that develop, I feel like, you know, I could have been in a sticky situation.
Yeah.
I had to tell myself, like, I don't want to put myself in that situation, but I felt like if I would have kept myself there,
I could have been in love with two people.
Girl, tell me. You have a question for me, friend?
A comment. You can only have one soulmate. Some people go their whole life, have children, marry, die, and never meet their soulmate.
Facts.
Very true. I agree.
That's facts.
And it makes my heart sad, because I feel like
some people settle.
At some point we settled, or we thought that was the right thing. I mean, let's get it right. Women, especially from Caribbean, right? You need to be like out of school, marry, kids, and that's it. You do it. And most of the time, your parents are probably chiming in on who you gonna marry. So it's very unfortunate, and that's why I feel like I'm very proud of our generation and the ones that are upcoming, because we are like taking a step back and saying, no, hold up a minute. Let me really get to understand me. Let me see what's important. So I don't fall in love with 2-3 people. So I do give my all to one person. So I don't hurt nobody else, right? But we're not doing it, especially in South Florida. I'm speaking for here because that's where we're living. It's fun, and more fun in the sun, right? So the more the merrier, right? And unfortunately, just because you live here doesn't mean that's how you feel. Right. Sometimes you can get caught up, so you gotta kind of like make sure. And that's why I said, you know, it can happen. When you think about a heart, you have mad love to give people. God He loved the whole entire world, right? Yeah. And He put that love inside of us. So I'm not gonna say, what I'm gonna say is it can't happen, but you have to choose for it to not happen.
That's right. You worded it perfectly.
Oh, good. Did I get another drink?
That's right. Come on. I think that needs to be the caption right there, because I honestly believe, yes, you can fall in love or be in love with multiple amounts of people, but you have to choose not to. Like, everything is a choice.
Yeah.
You have that choice to say, you know what, dang, he kind of fine, but this man, you know, he has my heart. Damn, he brings this to the table, but this man, like, you have to challenge yourself and make yourself, you know what, I'm not going to do this. And I think going back to what you're saying it can't happen. You're choosing for it not to happen.
I'm sorry, what you said does make sense.
Yes.
But I disagree.
What gives you the heartburn about it?
Yeah.
I totally disagree. I just feel like when it comes to in love, like I said, it's always on your perception and your definition on what in love is. Because I believe a lot of people call love when it's really infatuation, when it's really how would I say, an attachment. It's not really love. Like, a lot of people lack doing the research or understanding themselves, because I believe when it comes to self-love, when you finally know what you want and how you want it, it's hard for you to be in love with two people.
Right.
Okay. When you love yourself and you know who you are as a person, and you've already done this and done that, and now you're on this journey of understanding where you want to be at and what you want, I think it's impossible for you to put yourself in a place where you are in love with two people. I just can't see it.
We have a
comment and question. The comment is they're agreeing with you, Landy, and the question is, have any of you ladies been in love with two people?
I already knew they was going to ask a question like that.
I've been answering it. They're not gonna want to answer. That's between them and God.
I'm not answering.
Let me tell you With me, I personally, I think what she worded to me, I think I didn't make the choice to be in love with two people. I think I had the opportunity to.
Mm-hmm.
I've had opportunities to be in love with two people, but I don't think I made the choice to be in love with two people. But going back to what she said, she doesn't believe that it can happen again because you didn't make the choice for it to happen. You felt like, this one guy, I'm just going to focus on this particular guy and focus on my love for him and his love for me. But if another person would have came in,
look,
I think it would have
you
went
asked the right question, you're gonna get a direct answer, right? In my younger Mindy years, I would tell you yes, I was. And the thing is that while you're going through it, you don't know if it's infatuation. Mm-hmm. You don't know if it's just, you don't know what it is. You just know you are both individuals.
Yeah.
Are giving you a complete package.
Yeah.
Both individuals, you really feel like you will go to bat for. You care for them immensely, right? Not just that, like, you really want to make sure that they're okay, the daily stuff, and you really want to make sure that at the end of the day they're happy.
Right. Yeah.
And that's why it stumps me. Now was there a decision that had to be made towards the end? Absolutely.
Right.
But now that I look back, I'm talking about this is, in my early 20s. Don't want to give away too much information, but but now that I look back and I'm like, dang, now that I'm older, it is a choice to kind of focus on just one person at a time and kind of do that, because that's what I want back. I want that person to focus on me. But if my mindset was, no, I want to be open and love as many as possible and give Mindy, then I have to be okay with them giving that back to me. So,
but then don't you agree it's love but not in love?
Hold that thought.
I don't know. And again, it goes back to, what do you mean in love and love, right?
I want to answer that for you ladies. What's the question?
They feel like direct is good. Being direct is good.
Thank you.
I would say is being in love and what love, right? Me, honestly, until I've seen you ride or die, because people, like, again, I'm going to go back to what I said in the beginning. People use that word in love very frivolously.
Yeah,
I'm in love.
Like,
I'm in love.
Yeah,
no. Like,
so, question, do you think you can meet someone tomorrow and fall in love?
No.
Do you think that's, so you're saying that, so is there a timetable?
First love at first sight?
Love at first sight.
No.
Do you believe in it?
But how about if you can't do nothing good in a bed? Yeah.
So it's conditional.
So it's conditional.
I never told you that.
But it goes by what you believe in, though. I believe it's a process. I believe in taking the time and loving someone. At the end of the day, taking the time and understanding and loving and get to knowing a person. That's how you can fall in love with a person.
So I guess my question to you is, what is that in love like? What does that mean?
What does that look like?
Like, what does that look like?
Someone, like I told you.
No, don't give me that inner soul deep stuff. Give me
That's what it is.
No, give me
What is the difference between love and being in love?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
break it down.
I did earlier when I said, you know, like we love our family members, right? I love my cousins, I love my sisters. I have that love for them. I love everyone in that level. I love you. You know, I believe you. From let's be real. I'm being honest in 100. You can love multiple people, but when it comes to in love is in a much deeper level. In love,
What
I
does
think
that
it's
look
very.
like? What does that mean?
It's agape.
What does that mean, friend?
Unconditional, where you get to know a person where they're in your soul. That's how I feel like.
Okay.
Like they're in your soul. Like you ever been with somebody and then you're like, wow, we click like effortlessly.
I know with everybody.
No. But I'm not talking about just friendship, but romantic.
No, romantically.
Like,
There's seasons in our lives that we go through.
but now I'm talking about even in the bad times. Like see, even in the bad times.
Let me tell you, in the bad times, that's when you find the man to treat you even better and make you come out of that bad time.
But not everybody.
It depends.
Exactly.
It depends on the person.
But that's how you deal with that shows how much in love you are with a person.
So let me ask you a question. Because right now I'm trying to get to the nitty gritty. I need an example. Some of my viewers need examples. You give me textbook. You give me very much textbook. I need.
What are you looking for?
This is what I'm
Like,
looking for.
okay.
Give me example. I'm in a situation. I love him so much. Boom. I come home. Right. I find out. Example.
He cheated on me.
No, let's not use the word cheating.
What
I'm gonna give you something. I come home and I got a foreclosure on my door. He ain't paid a mortgage in 4 months. And I have children by this man. Now I have nowhere to go, right? So now I'm like,
Is that agape?
this is agape now? We in agape?
But listen, this is why, because you know,
We've been together 10 years for real love.
No,
We
no.
call the Lord agape love, like the ring finger say.
no, you make a good point, but this is where I'm gonna go with this.
Answer
okay?
that time. What is that type of love? That's what I wanna know.
Listen, this,
What's that type
when
of
you're
love?
in love, and it's a mutual thing. I'm not talking about it's just one-sided.
Right.
He love you though. He just messed
I'm
up.
not talking about because then that's one-sided. What that?
He
No,
loves
that's
you.
one-sided.
But he loves
Then
you.
there would be some sort of communication.
No, so wait, so he loves you, but he can't communicate.
He can
clearly.
communicate it. He
So
loves
he
you.
loves you and you love him.
But he can't communicate it. Then what?
So do you feel like that was the only one I was in love with and I could never find another? That's it. I'm in love with him and that's it.
No, I disagree. I get what you guys saying, but I totally disagree because now when it's a mutual thing and it's a mutual understanding and we create that friendship and that bond, okay, most likely I would know that we couldn't pay the rent because we converse.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we had that conversation and we team up together. That's what makes us so unique in our relationship.
Okay.
And that's why a lot of people can't make it that far because they lost that communication, they lost that friendship.
I agree.
So for him to be my in-love soulmate, that's why I think dating is so important. You don't just jump into something. I believe in dating because you get to know a person. Is that person able to communicate? Is that one of their flaws? Can we work on that?
Right.
But if you think, so the question again, so a soulmate, you think it's going to take time to find your soulmate, right? That's what you're saying. But if it's your soulmate, you should know automatically. That's how I feel. And then secondly,
Because you know what you're looking
Secondly,
Exactly. That's automatically when you know what you're looking for, because you already ready.
But if you know what you're looking for and he comes across, and like, how would you know all of these things these flaws that he has? Like, you won't know.
It's communication. But of course, in your mind, listen. Let's say hypothetically, I'm out mingling with people. I'm out having fun. I'm single, and then boom, this guy comes in, and I just feel like just our simple conversation. I feel like wow. Like there's a connection, right? What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna continue on with the conversation and get to know the person. Like I don't think.
Girl, I don't want to cut you off because I've been through that, friend. It's just a phase. I got one.
Yeah,
friend,
but
he's such a great communicator. Lord, hold on, let me get this comment. Friend.
It's 2 comments. It doesn't matter about material things as long as you guys are together. That's all that matters.
Girl.
And
I don't agree, but go ahead.
And Landy, a comment was for you is, I guess we're gonna get evicted together. That's why.
Why? No.
Oh, God bless
And then you both gonna live in the street.
You really got that friend, friend, I can't drink because let me tell you something. Friend, you must be young. I don't know what you got. Or you don't have any children. One. Because ain't nobody finna be in the streets together. Honey, no, that's one. I'll inbox you later with that. There's another comment.
Yes, that's considered true love, according to someone.
Girl,
So why is true love? each other. But I don't feel like I'm not that person to say, oh, I love my sissy. Oh, now I'm talking Creole. I'm not gonna say, you know, you cheating on me, you hitting me, you not wanting to work, you have no ambition, you can't say that. If that person feels like they love you and you love them, and then 10 years from now that person changes. That person changes. How do you know if that was your soulmate?
Yeah.
Here it is. I'm not gonna even go 10 years. A year from now, shit was. Now I'm cussing.
Girl, let me tell you, I got with Landy on
No,
you.
everything was amazing, right? Everything was amazing. It fit like a puzzle, and now a year from now, everything has completely deteriorated, and everything is different. And you're telling me the same way that I loved you before, you giving me all these obstacles. Just keep it real, you guys. You guys know divorce rate, the number one reason is financial, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying yes, because right now it is hard. Two individuals need to come together and work together. You can't just have one person freeloading off the other. It's not, first of all, you're going to lose respect. Second of all, it's going to be extremely hard to make it work. But back to what I was saying, you cannot tell me that the both of you guys are on the same page, you're following the same agenda, and then a year from now, shit just goes crazy, everybody's on their own, and I'm supposed to love you the same way. We had plans, we had arrangements, and I'm supposed to say, you were my soulmate, let's make this work. I don't agree.
But then but the thing is, then that's not your soulmate.
But
there was a false indication somewhere where you thought that was your soulmate. And because my thing is, when it comes to, like I said, it's a mutual thing. It's a mutual thing. When you partner with somebody, let's say stuff is going down. This is what we doing. We built this thing together. We gonna figure it out.
So what happens if it changes?
I want to share this though. Let me chime in on this. Going to what you're saying, because there are certain individuals that just haven't have the tools to communicate or to fix their finances or handle finances if for this particular situation. It could be cheating, it could be whatever. They just didn't have the tools. Because I feel, me personally, that I've been in relationships where in that moment we were young and they didn't know how to communicate, they didn't know how to handle, they didn't know how to go. And then now 10 years later, I'm looking at this person, I'm like, okay. You know, I'm like, you're doing way better because of the tools. So in that moment, I'm like, damn, you know, if I would have stayed with him or kind of, you know, would that have been it? Because I can't. That's me again. Going back to, I'm the cutoff queen. Everybody know that about me. I cut you off like this. But that's what.
Let's not just one cut off.
I know, I'm trying not to. I'm trying. Okay, I think I got a comment in the question.
What's going on?
Okay, so a comment is, we Haitian, our parents would allow us to be on the streets. And
that's true.
The question was, perfect example. COVID-19 hits out of the blue, and you guys lose the house. Then what?
That's a different situation.
That's
again.
Different.
If we lose the house, I mean, again, we were in conversation that we lost the house. If I know I'm going to work, busting my butt, giving you the money, and then next thing I know is like,
you gamble it.
Yeah, you gamble it, or whatever the reason, whatever. And that's happened to me personally. That's happened to me personally. So I can speak on this for real. Like me, here, you know, and here's the money. Go pay this, and I come home, and I'm like, and the person wasn't working, so I come home and I'm like, foreclosure on the door, lights cut off, and I'm giving you the money. So that's like, again, in that moment, I probably.
So the soulmate goes out the window.
The soulmate was out.
But was that person even a soulmate?
Before he did that, yes.
So no, but then if you say that, you can't say that, because then that means there's conditions.
No,
you're only my soulmate if you can pay this. You're only my soulmate.
This is where I'm saying this is when it comes to soulmate, it's tricky because how would I say it? Soulmate is everyone has their own definition on what soulmate is.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's where it comes tricky. Because to you thinking this person is a soulmate because that's what your understanding and that's your level of maturity tells you.
I think my level of maturity doesn't say soulmate. My level of maturity says partnership.
Okay,
my level of
so
maturity
then
says
that's different.
Right? So I don't feel soulmate. I feel that, again, it's a choice. And I feel like I can't say soulmate because soulmate may not be eternity.
But
you're gonna be able to.
Different though.
It's true, absolutely.
So do you believe your soulmate you can only get one?
Only one soulmate for the rest of your life?
I believe there's only one soulmate. Can you
Wow.
be in love? Can you love someone? Can you love multiple people? I believe you
Let me
can.
ask you, okay.
But I believe that's what makes it so unique.
But I'm gonna tell you this.
That's
though.
what it's called.
So they're not many
soulmate.
people will meet them.
No, I'll say this though.
It's singular.
What's the comment?
Soulmate.
I'm gonna get back to that.
Okay.
And I know we got a cut off time, so I really have to cut off because I know you guys can see it.
We didn't get nobody.
But I want to answer her last question. Where my soul was when I was 18 is not where my soul is today.
Correct.
So going back to what you're saying, having one soulmate is impossible, because where my soul was and what I believed at 18, 19, 20, 21 is not where my soul is today. So at 18, 19, 21, 22, my soul maybe was compatible with his soul in that moment. He was my soulmate in that particular moment. But God, I prayed to God to evolve my soul, to project in my soul, and now I become a different person. So yes, that I feel like you can have multiple soulmates. That's just me. And listen, ladies, we'll be here all night. Yeah. So with that being said, you guys, like I know these. Thank you.
We might need a part 2.
You know, thank you for this. But I know this is a topic where we can have many views on it.
Yes.
Just to kind of recap, I do believe all of us are on board where, you know, in the moment where we are in our lives right now, we do want to focus on one individual to reciprocate that love to us.
Correct.
You know, we all have different views on how the path to get to that one individual. But, you know, I personally feel, my opinion is that yes, you can be in love with 2 people, right? But maybe at the same time, maybe not. But I do believe you can fall in love with multiple people. So with that being said, this has been another episode of Cocktails with Landy. Okay, please follow, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend.
Yes.
Share the lives. If you guys
Share
have
it.
questions, if you guys have questions, listen, the topics are going to only get spicier. If you want to be a guest with Cocktails with Landy, ask somebody about me. You're going to get saucy. Okay, I'm making it very comfortable for you, okay? So again, we're going to put the where you can find these beautiful young ladies down here somewhere. I don't know. Here. You'll find the information there. And again, it was an amazing experience. Ladies, thank you.
Thank
Real
you.
Sandra love. I have Mindy. Ladies.
Don't forget to subscribe. YouTube, Cocktails with Landy. Instagram, Landy_brand.